Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Our scenario is The Code. It was written by Chris Lackey, and it's part of a collection of scenarios entitled Mansions of Madness, Volume 1. It's available from the Drive-Thru RPG. Our game master is John Hook, and this is Episode 4. Our recap will be given by Matt Ryan as his character, Chip Wallace. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Matt?
I have here a document from the United States Department of Justice dated April 3rd, 1925. I'm going to read it to the group. The United States Department of Justice, Bureau of Investigation, Albany, New York, April 3rd, 1925. Subheading: Taped telephone recording between unknown individual and surveillance subject Linda Elizabeth Snyder, aka Buffy, as part of the Bureau of Investigation's continuing survey of houses of prostitution. Unknown individual.
Buffy, darling, I shouldn't be calling you now, but I have to tell you about the most fantastic thing. One of the most amazing machines I've ever seen.
Chip? Where are you, sweetheart?
Some mansion upstate, darling. He's invented some kind of time machine and invited me, Judge Rayner, Reggie, and Ethan up to take a gander at it. Of course, he did this in the distant past and then left clues in the future, but luckily I was able to give him the key idea as to how to make it work. So it does. And we've been looking for a way to save him from the giant sky squid sucking him into oblivion into the near future.
Chip, what are you talking about?
Kenny made some time suit gizmo to move through time, and he got roped up with some flim-flam artist named, now what is her name? She goes by so many. Anyway, this woman got all involved and snuck her lover into the picture, saying, of course, that it was her brother. I'm surprised Kenny couldn't tell. But then he always was a little dense with the ladies, if you know what I mean. But she wasn't that into Kenny. She was into the time suit.
Have you been drinking, Chip?
Naturally! But she or he somehow dragged some bug-faced aliens into the mix, like barnacles affixed to a schooner. I suspect the unnatural flow of time alerted the aliens that otherworldly matters were afoot. They slipped in to see what was what, if you follow my lead.
I'm not following any of this.
And somehow, the bug-eyed aliens, and they have pet wolves. Of all the things, you'd think big-time aliens could upgrade to a more sinister bodyguard than a wolf. But I guess in the dark, they're terrifying enough. Anyways, the bug-eyed aliens, they somehow put semi-tangible helmets on Ethan and Reggie's heads. And I suspect if the two were to walk into the library, where a suspended semi-tangible ray beam focus rod gizmo has attached itself to two other folks wearing the semi-tangible helmets, then Ethan and Reggie would be under the aliens' control.
Don't go into the library.
Exactly, darling. Now you're getting it. Instead, still on the lookout for the control device for the time machine suits, which we found, by the way, we were ambushed in the attic by the woman, her lover. Seriously, I can't remember anyone's name at this point. And a large, glowing, scintillating ball, about the size of a large beach ball. Buffy, darling, it was wild.
Did you get hurt?
Oh, no. But people were shooting. The judge threw a cleaver at the lover, who was then shot by Ethan. Have you met Ethan?
Good-looking man? Good posture? Charming smile?
No, that's not him. Anyway, the woman, Claire, there it is. Claire was protected by some sort of force field, so Ethan couldn't shoot her. But he threatened to shoot the device, so she surrendered. Meanwhile, she dropped that scintillating beach ball on top of my head, descending over me, throwing me into a mystical world of flashing colors and cacophonous sounds, throbbing and pulsing around me.
Was it horrible?
No, it wasn't too bad. It was like one of Mallory's parties. But anyways, Claire surrendered. She withdrew the beach ball, and then I was right as rain. Not Judge Rain. He may have been shot. I can't recall. I've been drinking heavily since this all started.
So, Chip, what was the invention you wanted to tell me about? The time machine suit?
No.
The glowing beach ball?
No.
The semi-tangible helmets and ray beam gizmo?
Oh, no.
What?
Darling, it's the car. Ethan has this new Chrysler 6. It's a beautiful machine. I've got to have it, but I can't let him know how desperately I want it.
An unidentified noise on the unknown individual's end of the telephone.
Oh, darling, the group is heading downstairs. I've got to go. Kisses, Buffy. I'll call this evening.
The end.
That is awesome. On a side note, I hope to God this run of the code is now canon with the Ryans and Rillier games. I hope they are in the same universe now. That better be the same Buffy. That was awesome. Great recap.
Awesome.
So when we last left, you guys are exiting the attic. You had insisted that Claire or Eve, however it is you want to address her, lead the way. She has put her gun in her pocket, but her hands are empty now. And with a spoken word in a language that really turns your stomach when you hear it, she's commanded the fractal, that beach ball sized pulsing energy sphere. The fractal is going to follow from behind the group, so you guys are stuck in the middle. And if I remember right, there was a little sleight of hand, and so while Eve was not looking, Ethan has transferred the code device to Reggie, so now he's in possession of it. Do I have that about right?
I also picked up a pistol from the ground.
And Reggie armed
to
himself with William's no longer necessary pistol. So you guys are descending from the attic down to the ground floor. So unless you guys want to halt her or
shoot her or
have a conversation or something.
Where are we going?
Did we establish
the machine?
Yeah. Did we establish whether or not Eve or Claire had a helmet on? Does she not have or does have?
Correct. Yeah, I believe it was Chip who asked and was like looking, because Chip and Judge Rain, they have trained their eyes to kind of, I think I can see it. And also Ethan has trained his eye to where he can kind of, if he looks just right. And so between the three of you guys, poor Reggie hasn't mastered this technique yet. You have noticed that Claire does not have a spectral helmet on.
Where are we going?
We're going downstairs to the library.
We're going to the suits to
the library?
rescue Kenny.
right.
But of course, I will not be stepping into the room because I don't think myself or Reginald wants to be controlled as like some automaton.
Well, that's still unknown to me.
I'll tell you right now, you shouldn't go into the library. Ethan, Reggie, you shouldn't go into the library. Seamus and the other woman, Miss Carlson, they also have the spectral helmets on, and they're in the library, and they're connected to some hanging device that is controlling them or seeing through them or definitely attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I suspect if you two were to walk in, you'd hook up just as quick.
So how do we need to get the suits from that room out of the room?
Well, if that's the case, then only Judge and Chip can do that.
Exactly.
Wait, what is the big plan, though? Are you two going to put the suits on and go into time to get...
From what I can understand, Kenny needs a suit to get back. So if I remember right, there's a full-size suit and then one that's somewhat smaller, like a passenger suit. So
you'll probably need that to bring him back.
I volunteer to go in and attempt to bring him back out. And I'm saying this openly, at this point, because we'll just continue going down the stairs.
So, Claire, what the fuck is going on here?
Judge, what's going on is exactly what it looks like.
You're just trying to steal the technology.
I intend to introduce this suit to the world. So, Ethan, you are not going to travel to go get Kenneth. I will go get him for you. Just give me the code lock. Let's reinstall it into the suit and allow me to go get Kenneth.
Claire, what is this?
Hold on a second, Claire. We will help send you over there, and we'll deal with the code lock stuff after. But if you're going to go get Kenny, you get Kenny first before we actually hand everything over to you. We can operate it without by hooking you up and putting the code in ourselves. And once you're gone, then we'll deal with what comes after.
That's fine. You have to plug it into the arm and
that's what I'm saying. We'll do all of that stuff, but I'm just saying I ain't giving you that information until I know you got that suit on and you're going. All right? We want Kenny back.
Why would we trust her to go into to rescue Kenny? She's not going to do it. She's going to get the code and then kill us all. You don't understand that part of the equation, but I certainly do. She may spare me, but you're all dead.
I am going to trip Claire going down the stairs and give her a good shove. And then jump on top of her when she hits the bottom of the stairs and get the gun away from her.
Okay. So are you doing this on the attic stairs going down to third floor, or are you doing it on the grand stairs as you're going from 3 to 2 or from 2 to 1 or from 1 to ground? I mean, what are you doing?
I'll do it on the bigger stairs where we have room enough to maneuver.
Gotcha.
Okay. So
I assume everybody will realize when I've done this that we have our opportunity to beat the fuck out of the woman.
We got to stop her from talking. We have to stop her from talking.
Well, worry about the beach ball because she has to command the beach ball. Anyway, go ahead. Do your thing, Judge.
Yeah, she did say that she gave it instructions, so it might have standing orders. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Anyways. So as you have descended the attic stairs to level 3, now you go to the grand stairs that kind of come and curve down as they go from 3 to 2, and that's when Judge Rain makes his move.
Yeah.
Okay.
We put my foot in front of hers and give her a shove so that she goes.
Do a brawl with a bonus die, and I will not get a dodge because you are going to catch her off guard. It doesn't occur to her that you might do something like this, right? So all right, I got 15. 15, that sounds fantastic. Is that a hard?
No, it's just a regular.
Would you spend to make it a hard?
She's going to go down one way or the other.
So she goes down. So you shove her, and she goes bounding down. Where do I have? Oh, there they are. Okay, I've got her hit points and stuff here. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, you are dead. Get rid of you. Okay. Oh, so you kind of trip, push, and she's like, oh, and she like bounces against, she bodily slams against the railing, and then she ricochets off the railing to go face forward, and she's tumbling down the stairs, and she kind of goes, ah, and she kind of puts her hands out, and you can see that she almost kind of bounces / body surfs about this far off the ground, and just kind of slides down the stairs until she gets to level 2, and she starts tumbling sideways, and there's like a little side table with a lamp and stuff, and she crashes into that, and she goes, oh,
quick, get the gun away from her.
Yeah, dive for her. Yeah, not dive, but I assume we're all running down the stairs at the same time.
Okay, so you guys go into a brawling scramble with her.
Yeah, we're gonna subdue her.
Okay, so who all wants to participate in this gang up attack?
Can I ask for one clarification?
Sure.
As she's going down, does it look like she has this energy bubble that is protecting her from damage as she's rolling down?
She did slide down the stairs about this far off the stairs.
Right.
So it did look like she was floating on the air, but it's not like Star Trek shields. You don't see them illuminate or anything like that. It's completely invisible.
Okay.
So she just kind of kind of hyper sled on that cushion of air or whatever, and then she tumbled and rolled on the ground and slammed into the table. And now Judge Rain is going for it. I think Reggie's going for it too.
I'm actually gonna take my gun out, and I'm gonna keep it trained on her.
Okay.
But my goal is, if they get the gun away from her and pin her down or whatever the case may be, my goal is, as soon as everything stands still for just a moment, I'm gonna go in with the gun and just put it against her head and be like, I don't think a shield's gonna work this close.
My gun is also out, but I am looking at her lips, which I'm good at reading lips and everything, and I'm going to pull, I'm aiming up at the ceiling, and I'm going to shoot at if she starts mouthing words out of her mouth, I'm going to start shooting to interrupt the sound from going to the ball.
Okay.
All right.
So,
and I'll kind of shoot this Chip. I'm like, Chip, just jump on top of her.
Yeah, Chip, what are you doing?
I think I'm just flabbergasted that you guys all launched into action like this. We're having a discussion, and the judge with Cleaver Judge then trips Claire. I'm watching the ball because I don't want to get sucked into the ball again.
Oh no!
All right, so Judge Rain is the only one.
If Judge is doing it by himself, then I'm just gonna have to leave the gunplay to someone else. I'll go and help subdue her.
All right, so Judge and Reggie try and dogpile and start attacking, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys, she's prone. She was caught unawares. You guys can dive in and get first round attacks.
All right. My goal is to get the gun off of her if it's in general.
My theory is, even with some sort of shield around her, if I grab her and bash her head against the floor, there's still the concussion of the
shock.
I might not be able to. Yeah, the shock should still be there.
Get her whiplash.
Interesting hypothesis.
Let's see how it works. So
nice.
Who's Reggie? How you doing? What did
I got?
You're leaping and attacking.
I got an 03, and like I said, my goal is to get the gun away from her.
All right, so she had you saw the pocket that she put it in.
Yeah.
She's got like a blazer, and she's stuck in that blazer pocket. So you are going for the gun.
Yeah.
All right. And so you made a hard.
03.
It sounds like an extreme success on your brawl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me.
And I'm trying to pin her down.
Okay, so she's gonna try and dodge that.
Okay.
Which means I need an extreme success, which is not going to happen.
Wow.
Yeah, Reggie does exactly what he wanted to do. and he kind of pushes in there, and you pull the gun out. You get it. You take it away from her. Judge, what are you doing?
I'm trying to pin her down so that she's subdued. Do I feel the shield around her?
Yeah, there's something weird, and like Reggie kind of pushed through it. There was some kind of weird barrier, but he was able to kind of get through it and do so. It's unusual. So you feel something kind of unusual as well. But let's see how your attack is going. So you're attempting to injure her, correct, Judge?
I'm actually trying to clamp my hand over her mouth and sort of sit on her so she can't get up.
Okay, so you want to do like a grappling maneuver,
right?
So you do a brawl, and I'm going to do a dodge, and we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, neither did I. So we're both ineffective to each other.
We're
wrestling, just kind of wrestling, slap fight or something.
Is somebody gonna fucking help me?
Chip, you're watching as the. Oh, I need to get to the right page.
We're all gonna die, and it'll be Chip's fault for not helping.
I hate to say this, Judge, but we are all going to die.
We're all going to die.
Well, we're all going to die except Ethan. Then he's going to date her.
That was so awesome. I love it.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right. Ethan. You see something moving out of the corner of your eye, you may attempt to dodge. What's your dexterity, Ethan?
My dex is 50.
Okay. I'm faster than you are. You may but you have a readied gun. Do you want to shoot at the fractal? It is coming at you.
Yes.
Okay. Fire!
19.
That's a hit. It does not dodge or anything like that. So do your damage.
Yeah, 9 points.
Let me make some notes on the fractal here. Oh.
Okay.
Am I able to get out one, 3-word statement as I'm,
Absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead.
Ball of doom attacking.
Ball of doom attacking. Those are good, famous last words. Okay. So yeah, bam! You shoot it, and the bullet just kind of goes inside of it. Okay. You may attempt a dodge. Or fight back if you want to punch it or pistol whip it. I don't know. It's up to you. But with a dodge, you win ties. So
I'll go for a dodge.
Okay.
Dodge.
That is a 28. No, I'm sorry. My mistake. 82, which is no dodge.
That's fine because I failed as well. So, in effect, you did have a successful dodge because I had a terrible attack. So yeah, you just kind of crunch and crouch, a little bit, and the fractal, kind of whizzes right over you, and the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. It got so close. Just kind of, a little bit of a static charge, and it kind of swoops back up around. Chip, what do you want to do? You just saw this thing gonna kind of go at and miss Ethan.
I think he laughs and goes insane.
Why do
This is how Ethan will survive, is he's just going to be a spectator. Like, what the hell is going on?
I say, Claire, Call it off! Call it off!
There you go. All right. All right. So, top of the new round, between Reggie and Judge, what are y'all's dexterities?
Dexterity 40.
50.
Okay. So, Claire will go before you guys, but top of the new round, Ethan is the only one with a readied weapon. Now, actually, Reggie, you have a weapon.
Yeah,
in your hand
I have
now.
the gun also, right.
But we're going to start with Ethan. So, Ethan, you've got a gun in hand. What do you want to do? You can get a single shot off.
Well, there was no apparent effect. I mean, did it? I mean,
the bullet went into it. It didn't ricochet. It went into it.
Was there a change in its color, or did it seem?
No, it's still kind of a red orange color. After Claire gave it certain commands up in the attic, it changed its color, and it's still that same reddy orange color.
Okay, I'll shoot again.
Okay.
90. Or no, I'm sorry. Once again, I'm doing a different dice. It's 09.
Oh,
which
right.
is a success.
Yeah, that sounds like
success.
It's like
awesome.
20. What did he say? 28 last time, and I'm like, oh, that was okay. And it's like
12 points of damage.
All right,
just rolled a 10 on damage plus
that hand cannon. Kaboom! And you see the bullet go plip right inside of it. Reggie, you've got a gun. What do you want to do?
My first go is, depending on the scuffle that's happening with Judge, is I want the gun against her head. And if the shield doesn't stop me from going through, and it's call it off now.
Okay. So you
and
do...
and if I can in the same round, it's up to you. I pull out the second gun and put it against her head as well.
Okay.
I pull it off. I call it off now.
All right.
I doubt your shield can stop two bears.
I love that look. So that absolutely happens. You pull your second gun. You have two guns. You lean forward, and you've got these two barrels basically on her forehead, right?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I meant to be more prepared. Okay, so give me an intimidate roll, because this is clearly intimidation.
Alrighty. Ah, Jesus. 86.
So you're kind of like, you see yourself as Yosemite Sam, but you're coming across as Foghorn Leghorn. Okay?
So how about this? I don't know if the guns were if both or one was cocked or not, but can I push the row and cock the gun now? It's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you fail this this pushed roll,
okay,
I do have a consequence in mind.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Damn it, 76.
You failed?
Yeah.
Okay, so you came forward with these two guns, all right, and you were cocking them, okay, like super threatening. You're just not as hand-eye coordination fast as you kind of probably think you are, and so as you came forward like that, Claire, who's very quick, she brought one hand up and just kind of she tips her head this way. She smacks one of your hands, and basically the other gun goes over and touches your hand, and the gun fires directly into your hand.
Ouch.
Okay. What kind of damage does that gun do?
Well, I don't know what what her gun does, but mine's is 1d8.
All right, we'll do the 1d8. So,
alrighty.
Any bonuses on that? Oh, please allow me. This will be so much joy for me. Oh, I don't know if I can get my camera to see it or not. I don't know. No, it's
Doesn't
not
matter,
gonna.
just tell
It's
us.
not gonna work.
Oh, I see it.
So I rolled an 8,
Oh God.
and all of that damage went into that hand. Okay.
Oh.
So you take that damage. So take 8 points of damage.
Oh.
I have 11 hit points, so that puts me down.
Blew
to
your
3.
hand off.
I blew your left hand off. Okay.
Ouch.
It's just a mangled, bloodied stump. Give me a con roll because you just took a major wound.
Yep. Hold on. They are 59. It's just a success. Just under a success.
All right, so you
59.
don't fall unconscious, but you do drop. Well, first off, the hand that's gone, it's dropped that gun.
Obviously.
You do drop the other gun because that hand immediately went to grab the stump.
Yeah.
And you're trying to stem the tide on that stump. Okay.
Yeah.
And as you do that, I mean, you guys can almost see the red of course, there's red all over her from you. Your blood is splashed all over half her face, but you can see the red in her eyes. And with gritted teeth, she looks at Judge Drain and she says something. And just, foam is flecking from her mouth as she says this. Sorry, here for a second. So, Judge Rain, I need you to make a POW roll. I need to find out what my POW is and also do a POW roll. Okay. So, Judge, you and I shall do opposed POW rolls, please.
Okay. I got a 31, which is a hard.
I got a 39, which is standard. So, you are successful.
She's drunk.
So, let me see what happens.
She said nonsense. I'm gonna flip her over and toss her into the fractal. I'm gonna rain down my
Judgment.
Oh, Judge, that's an excellent idea. We should chuck her into the fractal.
That's what I'm gonna do if I get the chance.
Ethan's our man. Ethan, pick her up and throw her into the fractal.
It's over there.
So you can feel your body feels like a wave of needles like coursing over your body. Okay, you take 1 point of damage, but you feel like something basically grazed you. Like it could have been so much worse. Okay, you just feel like you just brushed up against something truly horrific. What do you do, Judge?
At this point, I'm still wrestling with her.
Now, I heard something about trying to force her into the fractal. Let me just point out the fractal, after it swooped past Ethan and it missed him, it went up. So the fractal is kind of high. Okay. I mean, obviously the ceiling is only 10 feet high, so it's not that high, but it is not on the ground. It's not,
right. I was
so it's above you.
I was thinking that if it tried to attack me, I would hold her in front of me and push her in before.
Oh, I see. Okay. I thought you were going to try and bodily chuck, and I'm going to
yeah, no,
heavy,
not quite that strong. But I will grab one of the guns that's next to me.
Okay.
And also try to once again hold it to her head.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna intimidate her. I'm gonna pull the trigger.
Okay. So give me a dex roll to see if you can grab it.
All right.
You're still going to be able to grab it, but if you get a hard success on your dex roll, you can grab it and use it this round.
At a 99, is that hard? I reach for it and I kick it away from myself.
Yeah, I mean, but you're still gonna get it, but it's one of those things where you're like, every time your hand goes for it, you kind of bump it, and then finally you're like, now you got it, but you're gonna be like hyper stretched out as you're getting it. So you're gonna be in a very compromised position. Start of the next round.
All right.
The fractal wants to repay Ethan. Ethan, you may attempt a dodge.
75. No dodge.
I mean, I can't spend luck, but I was 1 point above hard, so I did a pretty good attack. So it does come and it lands right on your chest, and your upper torso. Chip, you see basically what everyone else saw when it attacked you. Is this beach ball thing? Now it's just Ethan's legs sticking out underneath it, and honestly, you're like, Ethan's taller than that. He should have his head and arms out and above this thing, but they're not. They're all within. It's bigger on the inside. It's all within the fractal, and so I need Ethan to make a sand roll, please.
39. All right. When my sand is down to let's see, 60. So I made it.
Lose 1 with a success.
15. All right. Oof.
Okay. Chip, what do you do?
We're in a bit of a pickle here, gang.
Oh my God, my head!
We're not listening to you talk. We're in the middle of
My
fighting.
head!
I'm going to run. I'm running to the liquor cabinet. As fast as I can.
You're
I'm
on the
going
3rd
down
floor. Or no, you're on the second floor.
Second floor, so I'm running downstairs.
Now, you're going to run down to the 1st floor and head for the parlor.
The parlor where the most potent bourbon is.
Okay.
I'm going to grab a bottle or two of glass. I'm hoping it's in distilled glass bottle.
I think we're all going to die.
And I'm going to grab those and run back. I'll light the fucker up.
Okay. All right. So Chip is running for. So it's going to take you around to get down to the parlor and stuff. So Chip is running. Top of the new round. Top of the morning to you. Let's start with Ethan and the fractal, because these are all kind of separated things. Ethan, my assumption is that you want out.
I'm going to take the opportunity of being inside of it.
Okay.
As it comes over me, I pull my.
I mean, you don't even see its dimensions. It looks like you're just within a universe. You don't even see your own legs. It's an infinite universe of this fractaled, kaleidoscope of colors and movement of light and sound, and it's maddening. It's maddening.
Okay, I'll try to roll out. Yeah, I'll do like a combat roll out of the sphere.
Okay. You may attempt an opposed strength roll. So you roll your strength, I'll roll my strength, and we'll see who has 60. The win.
52 out of 60.
Regular.
I have a hard success. I have a hard success.
And I can't spend luck on this.
You can. You can spend
I'll
luck on this.
I'll spend what, and I don't know how to count. So what I want to do is tie. Is that correct? I want to
that'll be fine. So what is your strength?
Okay, my strength is 60.
So a hard success will be 30 or less. And what did you roll?
52.
So it'll take 22 points of luck to.
I have 28 left.
Well, spend 22
so
of them.
I'll use it all except 6 to get out of it.
Perfect. So with a hard success, you kind of do this like tuck and roll, and you come out, and you find yourself, curled and rolling, and you get clear of the fractal, and your body, from the waist up, it's almost like steaming, but you feel super cold, and that's like frost coming off of your own body. And you're just like, you can feel your knuckles cracking as like there's like a rime of frost on you, and it breaks as you flex your fingers and stuff. All right. Judge is stretched out. Reggie, you're not passing out, but I'm going to need you to skip this round as you're still holding onto your hand, okay?
At the very least, considering my placement, I'd probably roll off of that whole thing with Judge and her and just roll to the side and be like, ah!
What are your thoughts? Are you thinking maybe escape? Do you want to try and get away?
If my first instinct, depending on when I kind of come into my senses of what's happening, if the gun's near me, I just want to take it and aim it towards her, with my other hand. Thank God I'm right-handed.
if you let go of your left hand, you're just going to start pumping blood everywhere.
Oh, then no. Then my goal is to roll out the way, and I need to get distance to stop the bleeding.
Okay. There's a lot of towels and things in the kitchen.
Is there? I probably could use the. We're on the second floor, right?
Yeah, there's a bathroom.
Exactly. I probably head towards that.
All right. So give me a dexterity test.
Dexterity. 66. That would be a failure.
So you're crawling. You don't have the strength to stand and run. Yeah. So you're like low crawling. You're using your elbows and your knees.
Yeah.
And you're crawling, and you're leaving a smeared blood trail behind you as you're pumping out. Lose one more hit point.
Okay. That's
from
2
blood loss.
2 hit points left.
Judge, you're hyper stretched out. You finally have your hand latched onto that gun that fell out of Jesse's hand, but you're vulnerable. You're exposed, and
the second I've got the gun, I'm just going to try to whip back around.
Yep. And your dexterity is lower than Claire's, so Claire's going to go before you. And I don't think she would do anything super fancy. I'm going to just make a brawl as she just tries to take her cat nails and she's going to try and just jam them right into your stretched out arm. You've got the rib cage exposed there. She's going to try and just jam these fingernails into you.
It doesn't do this because she's got a barrier around.
Negative Nancy. What kind of defense do you want to do? Fight back, dodge? What do you want to do?
I probably don't even know that she's doing that.
Probably not. It might be a surprise attack against you. All right, so I'm going to see if I can jam these claws into you. She's just caressing your ribs.
Well, I don't like that. So
you've got your hand on the thing. You want to clock her with it?
No, I'm going to roll back over. I'm going to throw myself kind of on top of her to pin her.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to try to jam that gun right into her mouth. Pull the trigger.
Okay.
If I have to, you see, it's like in Dune. You have to go slowly through the shield.
Give me a dexterity test, and if you have any success on the dexterity, make your firearm test.
All right. Okay, I got 17. That is a hard.
Great.
Dexterity.
You roll and kind of mount up on top of her. Gun goes towards her face. Make your firearm test.
67.
Spend.
Wait, that's a brawl.
Oh.
Do firearms.
Firearm is 45. So can I spend 22 points of luck?
Can you? Do you have it?
Sure.
All right.
God, if I had anything other than 86 on that roll for Intimidate, I would have spent luck. I just didn't have enough to do it.
That was an awesome use of the push mechanic. I loved it.
And you can't spend luck on push. So once you did that,
Right.
Well,
exactly.
No, well,
Yeah.
remember, the push roll was 76. It was
Yeah.
still bad.
So I'm
All
going to
right,
force
so-
the gun down into her mouth and pull the fucking trigger.
All right. So roll damage.
Kind of max damage, isn't it? Because I'm like point blank. We'll see. What is
I
my gun?
will. I'll tell you what. It's
What is-
basically point blank, but since your firearms test was not an extreme, it was just normal.
Right.
Roll damage twice and take the higher of the two.
Okay. And what gun is this that I've got? The one that was on the floor?
If it was the same I had, it was the 32 1d8 damage.
Yes. Roll
Okay.
d8. Roll d8 separately twice and take the higher of the two d8s.
8.
8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
I got a 2 and an 8.
Oh, a 2 and an 8. Okay. So you get to take the 8. All right. So you get that gun in there, you fire, and you can see the inside of her mouth. It fills up with light and smoke like a bowl, as if the barrier is stopping everything. But then it's almost like there was a pop. And you can see her eyes go, ah! And something kind of got through, and so she, not a lot, but you can see she's coughing and choking as something got her.
She's probably missing some teeth if you did it in her mouth.
But it looks like for the most part, it looks like most of that damage stayed in that ethereal, invisible bowl that was in her mouth,
Okay.
but then something kind of popped through from the other side.
So we got a little through.
Got a little bit through. And her eyes went, ah! That caught her by surprise. She was not
Bitch,
expecting
why don't you die?
that. Chip, you run down and you scramble. Yep. You run down into the into the parlor, and you go just bursting your way into the parlor. And your intent is to get some booze in order to use it
Some brandy,
as an
a bottle
accelerant.
of brandy. Yes, a bottle
Okay.
of brandy.
All
And I'm
right.
sure I've still got my lighter. We had cigars earlier.
So as you run, you've got your lighter, you've got your cigars, you got there's bar rags, right? You could turn into a Molotov, whatever you want to do. So you go bursting your way into the parlor, and as you do, you run in there and you see Kenny. But Kenny is standing there, and Kenny looks as if he's been constructed out of shards of glass. And those shards of glass are kind of sliding and moving all over his body. And his eyes are glowing bright white. And he sees you and opens his mouth, and there's bright white light emanating from his mouth. And then suddenly something like lashes out. This long blue tentacle lashes out from his mouth to strike you. First, make a sand roll for seeing, because Kenny is basically this nude figure that's made of shards of glass.
Well,
And he's got like a smoking blue fog around him.
Ooh, a 96 on the sanity roll.
96. So normally, I guess I'm still going to do it. See, under normal circumstances, anytime anybody fumbles, which is 96 to 100, I just max out their sand loss because it was just so horrific. So lose 20 sand. Give me an idea roll.
Guess what, Buffy? I lost 20 sand.
Oh my God! I rolled a 100. On my idea just rolled a 100.
Awesome.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Your mind compartmentalizes. Your mind compartmentalizes, and you stand there, gobsmacked.
I've seen Kenny naked hundreds of times.
But this is the first time the glass has come out, right?
And I've never seen the tentacle.
Yeah, and so now this tentacle comes out at you.
I have been drinking a lot.
Okay, so due to this massive sand loss, you're not going to get to dodge. Okay, so treat this as a surprise attack. All right, so standard success. So this tongue tentacle, it strikes you center mass. Okay. And I want you to reduce your POW by 6 points. And your center torso, so right where heart and lungs should be, this tongue just kind of basically punched through you. And when it withdrew, there's a massive hole in your chest. As you kind of look down, you can see light through you. You can see the flooring and stuff kind of behind you, as there's a cartoon hole through your body. You don't feel any pain. You certainly don't feel as if your heart is missing. And you're still able to inhale and exhale, so maybe your lungs, maybe they're still there, but you look down and there's a hole through you. So we're gonna move the camera again. So Reggie, you have crawled. Ethan. Oh, Ethan got escaped. All right, sorry, we started with you, Ethan. All right, so start of the new round. Reggie, you've made it to the bathroom. Why don't you give yourself a first aid roll?
First aid. Where's my first aid on here? There it is, 50. 02. Of course, I get an 02 on this roll.
Awesome.
02, awesome. Obviously extreme. Yeah.
So give yourself 1 hit point back.
All right.
And you have stopped the bleeding, and you will be able. You have free reign to do what you want next round. Okay.
Gotcha.
So yeah, very good. Ethan, what do you want to do? That sphere that you rolled out of is kind of hovering. It's about midway in the air. It's not super high. It's not super low. It's midway in the air. You can see the judge is kind of sitting basically over Claire and fired a gun like basically in her face.
Yeah. And as I'm pulling the trigger at the spear, I'm yelling to the judge, "Not the mouth! Not the mouth!" Let me see.
I don't know what he's saying.
You can't hear anything. The gunshot, it was too loud.
Oh, the gunshot was too loud. Okay. That is a miss. 93.
Okay. Ka-chow. Bullet goes wide. Judge, you have a drawn weapon on Claire. You get to go before her. What do you do?
I've still got it in her mouth. I'm going to pull the trigger again.
Okay. Roll your firearm, and I'm basically looking for a fumble. With a fumble, You may have missed unless you decide to spend luck or do a push roll. Oh, you can't push a combat roll. So, but let me know if you fumble. If you don't fumble, you still hit.
Okay. You mean a fumble like
96 to 100.
96?
Like 96 to 100.
No, but I also didn't. I got an 85.
But it's not a fumble.
It's not a
so you're
fumble.
good.
So you're so close you can't miss.
Okay.
You can only miss with the fumble.
I see what you were doing. Yeah.
So it's a standard hit. So go. Actually, I'll tell you what. I am going to penalize it a little bit. Halve the damage. So roll your D8 and have it, rounding up.
Got an 8.
So halve that.
So half that.
4.
4 points.
So 4 points of damage.
Into her throat.
Yeah.
It's like the place you don't want to be injured.
No, it's not. Ooh, that's probably not good for me. Negative, Nancy. Okay, so she has taken a major wound and has been knocked unconscious.
Nice.
As you hit the jugular. Okay, you nicked it, and so arterial spray is spraying against the wall under that side table that you guys were kind of wrestling and rolling at.
Okay.
And you can hear her gurgling as she's kind of choking on blood that's pooling in her throat. For her round, she's unconscious, so she doesn't fumble for her neck like. So
once she's unconscious, does anything happen to the shield? Does it disappear?
Yes. Well, no. You've already felt the shield go away.
Okay.
Mm.
Does anything happen?
You punch through it.
Does anything happen with the fractal once she's unconscious?
Well, yeah. The thing the fractal does is it tries to swoop down on Ethan.
Okay. It's still attacking Ethan.
Yeah. All right. Ethan, you may attempt to dodge.
70 is a miss. So it's on me again.
Let's see if Casey's
Yep. It hits you again. Make another sand roll, please.
59. And I think I have exactly, let me see, what do I have left? I have 59. I made it. 59 and I have 59 sanity.
All right. Lose 1 and you're back in that realm again.
Okay.
Chip, you're facing off. You're facing off against some demonic version of Kenny.
I'm
what
not
do you
facing
do?
off. I'm backing off. I turn around and run as fast as I can.
Okay. I want you to make a dodge roll then, as he tries to. One of his arms he stretches out, and he's got the glass shard type of structure of his body, and his hands kind of enlarge into these massive claws, and so this one clawed hand is coming to try and rake against you. So you can make a dodge roll.
It's an 09, a hard success.
Wow.
Damn it. All right. You escape. As you escape, so you as you're getting out of the door of the parlor, this giant, because it was swelling in size, so it was like the size of a chair, and this giant clawed hand, it smashed into the wall of the parlor, and it was raking down the wood paneling of this room, and all the wood was splintering and falling apart, and you ducked right through the door frame as it kind of swiped through the frame itself right after on your heels, and just it busted up the door frame and stuff, and you hear this guttural growl emanating from Kenny as you escape and start heading for the stairs.
Oh yes, for my colleagues.
Okay.
I head right back for my colleagues, screaming. Future Kenneth!
Judge, the fractal has landed on Ethan. What do you do?
It's hard. I'm going to.
Claire's legs are still
Right,
kicking and twitching.
We were able to get it to do stuff upstairs before Claire showed up. I'm going to try and think really hard. Go back upstairs. Yeah, it's insane, but I'm trying to will it to go back upstairs.
Give me a power roll.
Lost my dice. I got 37 out of 70. 2 points. I can make it a hard.
You might want to do that.
All right, I'll do that. 2 points of luck. I make it a hard.
All right. So the color changes from that red orange, and it fades and goes back into like this yellow green kind of pattern, and it lifts off, and Ethan's body, which is inside this thing, as the fractal's kind of raising up, you can see that Ethan's kind of raising up, and then he kind of slides out of the bottom of it, and then kind of thunks onto the floor, and the fractal, like a helium balloon, starts to kind of drift and twist, and it starts to go away. Ethan, lose 1 hit point. And again, you've got that coating of frost on you. And the fractal drifts away.
And then I see Chip with some brandy. I could
Chip didn't get to any of the brandy. You do see Reggie. You see Reggie coming out, and he's got his arm kind of tied to him, and there's still blood kind of soaking, but it seems to be controlled now. And Reggie is pale as a ghost.
But I'm very angry.
Who's got the control thing?
Reggie.
I got it.
Reggie. Let's get that thing plugged in. Holy shit, there's a hole through the middle of Chip.
Future Kenneth has been turned to glass, and he's downstairs, and he licked a hole through me.
All 3 of you make a sand roll to see Chip.
Nice. 07, success.
Is my shirt gone? It was a nice shirt.
26. Yeah, I'm fine.
If you failed, lose a D6. If you were successful, lose a D2.
D2.
R2 D2.
1.
2. I lost 2. That puts me at 59.
Okay.
I don't know what it was, but I suspect it was future Kenneth after he was sucked through the time squid, and now he is returned as a creature of glass.
And he's downstairs?
He's downstairs in the parlor.
Claire's feet have a final like a seizure, shaken seizure, and then they stop, and then kind of both feet kind of sag. And you can just kind of see the pool of blood. The arterial spray has stopped, and now it's just pooling and getting larger down there.
Okay.
I guess we won't be questioning her about what she does or does not know about aliens.
We don't.
Chip,
she doesn't know that.
Chip. You're missing a chip.
You're
I feel good though.
Your stomach plug is missing.
If I touch it, is there anything there?
No.
I can put my hand right through myself?
Right through yourself.
Whoa.
It's a time-space disruption.
We've got to find that time machine and fix my shirt.
Give me the thing, and I'll put the machine back together. You're injured.
I pass it to you.
All right. Let's get the hell
Ethan,
downstairs.
what happened to you?
No, you said
I just had the most promising part of my dating life for the last 25 years go away, and now
I saved you a lobster dinner.
Oh, I see you're sad because we've shot your future girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, reloading, by the way, I only had one more bullet in the chamber, so I'm putting a new clip in the 1911, and then I'll follow them downstairs.
All right.
Now I'm looking for
Stay away from the parlor.
Crystal, what's his name?
Crystal Chip.
Kinney. Crystal Kinney.
Oh, sure.
And I
so
don't
you guys,
have, I don't have this on my head.
But we don't have to go to the parlor for
no,
for
we're
the
going
device
to the library.
study. The library, yeah.
all right. So yeah, you guys slowly descend down to the ground floor. When you come down from that grand stairwell, just kind of looking off to your right, you can see the parlor entrance, and you can see that it is a ruin. From this side of the wall, you can see that there's like damage, and while it's mild on this side, you're imagining that it's really major on the other side, inside the parlor itself, and the door frame and everything is all a ruin, and it looks awful over there. And then to your left, from your perspective coming down the stairs, to your left is the library.
Right. I'm going to go in there.
Wait, what about the spectral helmets?
I don't have one.
And wasn't that in the parlor, not in the library?
No, that's in the library.
Study. It's in the library, right?
I still don't know about it.
All right, you two sit here. I'll go with the judge.
Yeah, I want to go. Are you going to take the suit and go into the?
I don't know what I'm gonna try to put it together.
Well, bring it out here so I can help you. I'm the guy with the electrical engineering and the engineering skills.
Oh, I think you just pop this thing in the hole and then type
Put
in
the code in.
Yeah,
Who remembers the code?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. Oh. I have it written down.
I'm a judge. I remember details. All right, so I'm gonna go in there and see if.
Is the judge the only one going into the library?
No, I'm going to go with him.
Judge and Chip are going into the library. Is Reggie and Ethan going in?
No, they're staying right outside the door.
They're afraid of getting hooked up.
So, Judge, Rain, and Chip, you guys go into the library, and as you kind of look with your side eye, you can see the spiky sphere on the ceiling, but and it's ethereal, but it looks inert. You don't see any lightning coming from it anymore, and that might be because both Professor Quinn and Diana are also lying on the floor in pools of blood. Professor Quinn's throat has been slashed, and there's a dagger that has been possibly thrown at Diana that stuck her in the neck and jaw, and so her entire torso is covered in blood, and she's eyes open, laying on the floor. Each of you make a sand roll, please.
Okay.
Judge, I can't take much more of this. And I failed that one as well.
I pass.
Okay. Lose a d6 if you fail, and lose 1 if you were successful.
All right. Nothing surprises me at this point.
Let's see. What is that? That's a 6.
Give me an idea roll. If you freak out to this, but not to Kenny, I'm just going to lose it.
This is when he gets the red mist.
95.
And kills me.
95. Yeah. I failed it.
You're made of stern stuff, honestly. I don't imagine that it's possible for you to have a successful idea roll. So,
I mean, it's a 70. My it is 70.
All right. So great. All right. Yeah. So Professor Quinn and Diana are both dead.
Naturally, they're dead.
And the ceiling thing looks inert.
Are there spectral helmets attached to their heads?
No longer. Their spectral helmets are gone.
Obviously. They only attach to living tissue, Judge.
I'm hooking the thing together and typing in the code. I have a theory that maybe Kenny needs to get into the suit, that he's gotten stuck on the other side.
No, let's just take both suits and run outside with them, with our colleagues.
So yeah, it's basically one suit. They're connected together, so it's always one with the other.
Yep, and we just grab them, drag them off the table.
Okay.
And go into the hallway with
Take
it.
it off the mannequin. Go into the grand
Can we
foyer.
just drag the mannequin, the whole kit and caboodle?
Yeah, you can do that. You can bring the whole thing. So you go in, you take it into the grand foyer. So all four of you are there with the mannequin, with the time suit, with the code device. It clicks into that left gauntlet, like it was made for it, because it was.
Okay, who's going forward?
What makes you think
backwards?
somebody needs to go into it?
Doesn't somebody have to go into some spot in time to get Kenneth?
Yeah, that's the impression I had.
What if Kenneth is locked on the other side without a suit, and he needs to get into the suit?
That's
why we
why
have the
we're-
That's why there's
passenger,
two suits.
That's why we have two suits on the one suit.
the passenger part.
The passenger part.
Well, I'm
And
too
willing
fat
to do
for it, so
I'll do it. I put it on, and you already entered the code, right?
I put
No.
my good arm on Ethan's shoulder, and I was like, Ethan, you don't know what you're gonna see going through this thing.
I haven't entered the
I
code
want-
yet. I think you need to do that when you're in the suit.
Okay.
I want
Well,
Kenny back.
I
as
had
much-
written, by the way, just so you know, I had written the code because I don't have a good memory. I had scratched it with a car key onto the clip of my 1911.
Okay.
So I slide that clip out, look at the code, and type it in.
I was like, you don't know what you're gonna see on that. Whatever's on the other side, Ethan. I mean, God knows where you're gonna end up or when.
It
God
can't
knows.
get any worse than what we're seeing
Are you
now.
kidding me?
Well-
After what we've seen?
Yeah, but now you're going
You guys,
to.
you keep thinking you're a real person. Obviously, you guys are all part of my mad delusion of the DTs. But thank you. I really do appreciate it, Reggie. You were always a good guy.
If you do go back and you see me, tell me to not intimidate Eve,
Chip,
please.
just in case. I'm Chip. Ethan, in case anything goes wrong, you'd better leave the keys to the Chrysler 6 with me.
I've seen your envious eyes when I was blowing chips all over, road chips all over your Rolls Royce. I knew you had to have one, and I throw him the keys.
Ah,
And they go
Fuck
right
old
through it.
friends. I'll
All right.
try it.
Here's the code.
All right.
5194-7L507L.
All right, so Ethan puts on the suit. He's all gathered up. He's got the helmet on. He enters in the code, and
Godspeed.
and you can, Ethan, you feel your teeth rattle. There's this subsonic hum, and it's kind of pulsing through your entire body. And you guys are watching this as things begin to shake. The house begins to kind of rattle, almost like a low level tremor. And Ethan is kind of standing there, and he starts getting more and more transparent. And sure enough, all the Edison lights are flashing and glowing and pulsing, all over this suit. And eventually all this pulsing light and stuff, and it just kind of, and then he just kind of, and Ethan vanishes. Ethan, is it your intention to try and travel forward in time or backwards in time?
You can't fix it by going forward in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in time.
All right. Ethan, you kind of go, I need the judge and Reggie and Chip to make sand rolls for witnessing the use of the suit.
successful.
Failure.
Why would I fail that?
I've been expecting this the whole evening.
And then I also need a separate sand roll from Ethan for using the suit. So between Judge, Reggie, and Chip, If you were successful in your roll, you'll lose nothing. If you failed, you'll lose a d6.
1d6.
And then Ethan, how is your sand roll?
I passed 23.
Lose
I
one.
lost 3.
Okay. Ethan.
I lost.
I am going to
55.
April 25th, and I even said in my character bio, from what I remember, the exact time and the exact moment in 1917 when the shell hit. Right before that shell hit that took my ear and injured Kenny. Because I have that moment in time so ingrained, because my life changed forever at that moment in time. I just immediately think of that time and go there 1 hour before.
All right. Ethan, as you begin folding time and space, you get this sensation of like being strapped to the front end of a locomotive as it begins gathering speed, as it's going faster and faster. You can feel the winds and currents and eddies of time pulling on your flesh as you seem to be going faster and faster and faster and faster. And you're not sure when it happens, but you feel like you've lost control and that you're going faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, and things start losing control, and you don't even realize you start screaming as you reach one hand forward, hoping to maybe try and stem the flow of time. And as you watch the flesh from your hands begin to peel away and disintegrate into nothing, and you go faster and faster and faster, and Ethan eventually evaporates as he goes backwards to the very beginning moments of time and is lost to all realities.
Oh, shit.
Judge Rain, Reggie.
I'm looking at my clock saying, well, when the hell is he getting back?
Judge Rain, Reggie, and Chip. You guys are standing there. The house is having this trembling effect. And you're like, what is going on? What is going on? There's some kind of like flash of light. And then this weird time suit, it falls from the ceiling and lands on the ground, kind of smoking as it's covered in a frost. And the three of you are confused. You're like, what caused the time suit to do that? Earlier this evening, when the three of you arrived, there was some sort of weird party. Kenny wasn't here. There was a battle. And then as you came to retrieve the suit, it just by itself launched itself, and then it just reappeared. You're not sure what happened, but there's the suit, and it has the device and the glove and everything. All three of you have zero memory of Ethan Donnelly, because Ethan Donnelly never existed.
Oh, no.
Never existed. Okay? So as far as you're concerned, you've had the battle. Claire is dead. Kenny is the last you saw. He's some sort of weird made of glass man, and you went to retrieve the suit, and something happened as you were fixing the device into the glove. It seemed to like pop, but it's okay now. It came back.
Well, I don't know why it fell over like that.
Let's try
this
it
is
again.
Time saver. We're on our way to get it.
We don't remember that we
All
ever,
right.
we don't remember that we ever tried it.
Whatever that was, let's just get it sorted. So
Okay.
which one of us
My
is gonna
theory,
go?
look, my
Who's putting the
theory,
suit on?
my theory is that nobody puts the suit on, that Kenny will find it on the other side and get in and come back to us.
Okay, Judge, you understand that one suit contains essentially two compartments. You understand that?
That's so that he can take a friend with him, but I don't know. I'm not willing to. If only we had another friend who we could have tried this on once before, but we don't. So
I think we need to go. We need to go save Kenneth. And if Reggie, can you operate this thing with one hand?
I guess so.
Okay, get in it.
wait, maybe
You're the
two,
most, Reggie,
maybe
you're
two-
the most capable one of us.
maybe two people need to get in it. There's two suits. Maybe
But
at
I
least
thought
the
the
two
other
of-
suit was for Kenneth.
Yeah, I would think I'd have to get Kenny
Maybe you
back.
just have to hug him. Maybe you just find him in time and hug him.
Bring him back. Yeah.
All right, if I'm going to use the suit, what I want to do is I want to use the suit to go back to probably just before the party, before Kenny first disappeared, and bring that Kenny back here. That's what my goal would be.
See, there's a problem. You're causing what they call a bootstrap. And the thing is, if your motivation is to go back and stop Kenny.
Well, my goal is to stop Kenny. My goal is to bring that Kenny to skip this period of time that we just went through, and he just shows back up here. I could be the reason why he disappeared in the first place.
The problem is,
I think it was me.
The problem is you can't go get Kenny and bring him back here, because if you do that, then he never invented the suit.
So no. That doesn't make sense, because the suit was already ready to go when we got here, which means all I want to do is get here just before the party, before he disappeared, and take him back. So he literally skips the whole mess we just went through and comes back here.
But why don't you go ahead in time and then snatch him from the jaws of that thing we saw sucking him in?
What makes you think he's in the future?
Exactly. And the thing is, even if it is the future, I could fix that by just going back a small step, bringing him here. Like, it's literally hours away.
All right.
That's my
agree.
Just go back to before the party and get him.
Exactly. That's what I want to do.
Is anybody going with Reggie?
I can't fit. I'm too fat. At least I've decided I'm too fat.
All right, so I will do it that way as I just described it.
All right, Reggie.
Wait a minute, Reggie. Wait. When I went back in time, when Kenneth came back in time, or when I bumped into Kenneth and he wasn't licking my chest, he had said that there was something about tying the two suits together that made them work.
Right.
Well, then maybe you both have to go.
All right, I'll go. But you're driving.
Okay.
All right. So the two of you don the suit.
Oh no, we're gonna.
All right. And you put in the code. Beep boop 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 beep boop 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 beep. And is it Reggie? Is it your intention is to go backwards in time? Okay.
Yeah.
Judge Rain.
Only a couple hours.
Make a sand roll for seeing the suit begin to activate. I need Reggie and Chip to each also make a sand roll.
Sand roll.
Okay. Of course, I can erase
54.
the last sand roll that I had.
No, 45.
Nope.
Make this one.
45, so success.
I failed.
Okay, so for Reggie and Chip for making it, each of you lose 1, and Judge for failing lose a D6.
I failed. How much do I lose, John?
Well, you failed. Roll a D10.
Ouch.
Now he's going to get the red mist.
Who'd you roll? 10?
9.
9. All right. Lose 9 and make an idea roll, or should I say fail an idea roll again?
I don't know if it's going to happen the third time.
Give me the brandy and the cigars.
I made that one, baby.
Okay, this is going to be awesome. So Reggie's activating the controls, and he's like, Reggie feels like, okay, I'm just going to go a couple of hours. Now, the glove with the time circuits is the left glove, which Reggie doesn't have a left hand. So he's had to pull that glove like really far so his stump is in the palm area, but he doesn't have a real good control. Chip reaches over and grabs it and just starts like spinning and punching buttons and dials on it.
Oh,
and
no.
He's like changing the coordinates. And then
like
you guys end out launching yourselves, and you're going forwards in time. And
Get out!
The two of you feel like you're being strapped to the front end of a locomotive that is just going faster and faster and faster. And as you guys are screaming into the far, far flung future to the very end, infinitesimal distance of time, you feel your flesh peeling away as you're disintegrating into nothingness, and there's a mild tremor in the house. And Judge, you just went and pulled that mannequin out, and the suit kind of activated on its own, and then it just there was a flashbang, and it fell from the ceiling, and you're not sure why it did that, But again, you have no memory of a Reginald Lynch, of a Driscoll, Chip Wallace,
No, I was the
of
only
an Ethan
guest.
Donnelly. You came here because your good friend called you. You arrived on your own. There's been some shenanigans. You had to kill a woman.
And a man.
And a man. Yeah, there's just been all kinds of craziness going on. But
Wow.
now you're here alone with the suit. And as you're standing there looking at the suit, wondering what to happen with it, the lights around you begin to flicker and flash in red and crimson. And as you turn and look to one direction, you see one of the bugmen. Basically, he's right there, and the tip of his red baton touches you on the forehead. You blank out, okay? And an individual who has no memory of who he is or what he does awakens at the wharf in Boston, where all the shipping lanes and stuff, you smell of fish, you're in filthy clothes, and you realize, yes, I'm just a hobo, and I live here by the wharf and beg for food and scraps, and that is what your life is. And that, ladies and gentlemen,
Not a bad life.
we bring the code to a close.
God damn
All
it,
right.
Chip!
All right, John, you have some splaining to do.
Lucy, I need some splaining. Okay,
All right.
first, did you guys have a good time?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So I really do enjoy this scenario. So the bugmen, which I'm sure is what your big question is with the bugmen. The bugmen, they inhabit the earth like 30 million years in the future.
Oh,
And for them, because the bugmen, they have time travel. It's
because they're the Yithians.
well, they're not. I mean, they're not even Yithians. They're just bug people.
The bug people.
In the far future, they have time travel. Basically, for them, this is a piece of history. This is the first time humanity mastered time travel, and so they're tourists, and they come by, and those batons are cameras. Right? For the most part, they're cameras. So they're here, and they're just taking pictures as the tourists come to see the monkey people experimenting with their first iterations of time travel. It's their ability to go and see primitive man doing something like inventing fire or something, right?
That's awesome.
So they're just tourists. Many of the things that were happening are just weird temporal fluctuations. Seasons are changing. You meet Kenny in different time periods, so I love this scenario, and I kind of play with it, and I think keepers should do this for every scenario. Is make it your own, have fun with it, right? So the bug people putting ethereal helmets on you guys, and you guys like studying and reading the documentation and stuff. I added that to this scenario because that's just the bug people gathering historical data. It does zero harm to anybody. It's just them scanning documents. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're just gathering information, right? The Hound of Tendalos and converting Kenny into a Hound of Tendalos person. I totally made all that up. I added all that in.
Nice.
But Eve is a con artist who also worships Yog-Sothoth, and so if you remember the journal that Reggie found, Kenny talked about how Lizzie, as he knew Eve, Lizzie was teaching him a meditation, which is a Yog-Sothoth, spell, and he didn't like it. He didn't like you. He says, "We don't need it anymore. We can do this without it." But basically, you can't. You can't time travel without knowing the spell. Okay. In which case, you guys you're not engineered. You're not supposed to learn the spell. But so basically, anytime you put on the suit, it's going to kill you. But in reality, Kenny's already dead. This is some sort of like spectral version of Kenny, because Lizzie or Eve and her former lover, who goes by David or goes by William, I forget what his real name is. They murdered Kenny. He's buried in the woods somewhere, right? So this is some sort of like time traveling fractal of Kenny, on an alternate timeline, right? An alternate timeline Kenny moving around. And so yeah, they Kenny hid the dice. The fractal is a piece, created. It's a portion of Yog-Sothoth. And I can't believe, I tried to kill Chip with it. I tried to kill Ethan with it, but you guys kept escaping out of it. But basically, the fractal can do the same thing as the time suit, which basically erases you from history. And so if it can completely envelop you, and I have to look at the rules again, but it's like a contested, opposed power rolls. But if you fail it, you basically are erased from time, and nobody knows who you are. Like, Ethan who?
I like that component of it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
We don't know who you people were.
Yeah, this is the first time for me to run the code where there's someone who's able to actually get out of the house alive. Now, you don't know who you are. You have no memory of who you are. And maybe somebody will find you in Boston and realize who you are. But and maybe I've moved you through time. I don't know. I hadn't thought that far. But almost always this ends in a TPK.
Nice.
Wow.
Thank you so
Wonderful.
much. What a great
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
for running
definitely. Awesome.
Our players included Matt Ryan, Philip Greeley, Jesse Ponte, and myself, with John Hook as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.